Apple just can't help themselves. Every year they dangle a shiny new iPhone like we're toddlers being bribed with candy, and this year's bait, a massive camera upgrade on the iPhone 17 Pro. And when I say massive, I mean so over the top it feels like Apple's prepping us to shoot the next Marvel movie instead of Instagramming brunch. The headline rumor is a 48 megapixel telephoto lens. 48 megapixels. To put that in perspective, your iPhone 12 is basically a potato camera compared to this thing. With 48 megapixels and up to 8 times zoom, you'll be able to take a crystal clear photo of your neighbor's lawn gnome and see the judgment in its eyes. Apple's essentially giving us paparazzi-grade hardware. But for regular people who still can't center a selfie without chopping their own forehead off. Now, before you get too excited, let's remember, Samsung's been doing this for years. Samsung had 8K video while Apple was still bragging about portrait mode. That's like bragging in 2025 that you finally learned how to make toast. Cute but late. Apple's basically the friend who shows up to the party 5 hours late with a six-pack of off-brand soda and still expects applause. And the plot thickens because this 48 megapixel telephoto lens might come with a trick: continuous optical zoom. That means instead of being stuck at 1 or 2 zoom levels, you'll actually be able to glide through different focal lengths. Great news if you're a filmmaker or if you're just trying to zoom in on the menu at Chipotle because your eyesight's trash. But here's the real kicker: 8K video recording. Yes, Apple is rumored to finally add it, which sounds amazing until you realize 99% of people are going to use it to film their dog chasing a tennis ball. Nobody needs 8K footage of your Labradoodle Susan. Not to mention, 8K eats up storage faster than a teenager eats Doritos. That 256 gigabytes base storage Apple is giving you, gone after a weekend trip to Disneyland. And let's not forget the comedy gold here. Apple's late to the 8K game by, about 5 years. Samsung's been rocking it since the Galaxy S20, and at first, it looked awful, grainy, choppy, like a home video from 2003, but now Samsung's nailed it, which means Apple is finally safe to swoop in, slap a shiny Apple logo on it, and act like they invented the concept of pixels. Of course, Apple being Apple, they couldn't just stop there. Rumor has it we're getting a brand new Pro camera app. Translation: Apple realized after 17 years that maybe, just maybe, people actually care about controlling their own camera. This app will supposedly compete with Filmic Pro and other big names, which is hilarious because Apple just simplified the main camera app so much it feels like it was designed for toddlers. Here's one button, press it, don't ask questions. Now they're like, but if you're smart enough, here's the Pro version. Have fun! And while we're on the topic of confusing design choices, let's talk about the infamous camera control button. Apple added it last year, most people hated it, and their solution: add another one. That's like if McDonald's gave you food poisoning and their solution was, great news, now you get 2 Big Macs for the price of 1. Apple really said, double down on the bad idea. Brilliant. But wait, it's not just cameras, the battery rumors are finally getting good. The iPhone 17 Pro Max might ship with a 5,000 milliampere battery. Yes, Apple finally caught up to Samsung after 5 years. This is history, folks. Apple users will finally know the joy of not carrying a charger everywhere, like it's an emotional support animal. And Apple will act like they cured world hunger. Meanwhile, Samsung users are just sipping coffee like, welcome to 2019. And get this, the Pro models might even use metal-encased batteries for better heat dissipation and wireless charging, which sounds cool until you realize it also sounds like a setup for your phone doubling as a frying pan when iOS 19 inevitably bugs out. Now, let's talk money, because Apple always finds a way to make your wallet cry. The iPhone 17 Pro is rumored to start at $1,049 with 256 gigabytes of storage. so technically it's a $50 price increase over last year. But Apple will frame it like, look, you're paying more, but you're also getting double the storage. Yeah, Tim Cook should moonlight as a used car salesman. And yes, we have a likely release date, September 9th, which is great because nothing screams fall season like Apple milking us for another $1,000. So what's the verdict? The iPhone 17 Pro camera upgrade is legit impressive. A triple 48 megapixel setup, potential 8K video, bigger battery, maybe a pro camera app. It's shaping up to be Apple's biggest leap in years. But let's not forget, Samsung already did most of this. The difference is, Apple will make you believe it's revolutionary while Samsung just shrugs in the corner. Here's the truth. If you're already in the Apple cult, you're buying this thing no matter what. Apple could slap 3 potatoes on the back, call it a triple starch lens, and people would still camp outside the Apple store for 3 days straight. But for the rest of us, the iPhone 17 Pro is a reminder that Apple doesn't invent trends, they just make them expensive. And if you thought 8K video and paparazzi zoom was crazy, wait until you hear about Apple's foldable iPhone. Spoiler alert, it might fold your wallet in half before it folds the phone. So yeah, hit that subscribe button because trust me, this Apple roller coaster is just getting started. This is all what I have for today's video. See you next one. Peace out.